Okay, good morning, everyone. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum. And thank you very much, Abbas Sajid Bhai, for joining in the morning. Now, I will request Shushmita Shirin Rahman to introduce our today's guest, Mr. Abbas Sajid.
Hi, Assalamu alaikum. I am Shushmita Serin Rahman. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to introduce MOHAMMAD ABBAS SAJID. So, MOHAMMAD ABBAS SAJID graduated in mechanical engineering from the NED University of Engineering and Technology, Karachi in 1983. He is the founder and CEO of Mechanical Engineer Company by the name of Engineering Services, dealing in air conditioning, plumbing, firefighting, and telecommunication systems since 1984. He has been involved in mechanical contracting since 1982, and his company has executed numerous projects in Pakistan and a hospital in Afghanistan under his supervision. He has a vast experience of 37 years working in pharmaceutical sector, hospitals, five-star hotels, textile factories, large shopping malls, and high-rise commercial and residential buildings. His company is currently working on the largest mosque in the world after Makkah and Madina Mosques in Karachi. His company has also just completed a LEED Platinum certificate Denim mill project in Pakistan. Mr. Sajid is a senior member of the American Society of Heating, Refrigerating, and Air Conditioning Engineers, ASHRAE, and has served the sub-regional chair for South Asia and helped in the formation of ASHRAE Bangladesh chapter. Mr. Sajid is a founder member of the ASHRAE Pakistan chapter and was its first general secretary. He is a senior member of Pakistan HVAC Society and has served the society diligently for the past 27 years in various capacities and was instrumental in the tremendous growth and prosperity of the society. Mr. Sajid has also served the presidents of Pakistan HVAC Society from 2013 to 2015. Thank you.
Thank you, Shushmita, for giving the introduction. Now, I will request Sajid Bhai to share something for our students, for us, so that we can learn your journey actually, how you start your journey.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. And thank you very much for inviting me. I was delighted when Masood Bhai messaged me day before yesterday and requested me to join this session. It's an absolute pleasure going back to people in Bangladesh because I want to tell you that I was born in Bangladesh. So I was born in Dhaka. I used to live in Dhaka. My family used to live in Dhaka. So it's a thing very near to my heart to come to Bangladesh, to talk to people there. It's always delightful, and the love that all my friends in Bangladesh give me is absolutely tremendous. And I'm very thankful to Masood Bhai and everyone else who have been involved with me in the formation of the ASHRAE chapter in Bangladesh. So I'm very, very thankful for their love and affection, and also thankful for inviting me to this session. So Masood Bhai was telling me that most of you are students or people who are just coming into the practical field. So this is the ideal time that Masood Bhai is coming in and guiding you. And I must compliment him and his entire team who are there working selflessly to guide and to mentor the young students. So my journey actually began. I didn't know what to do actually when I was young. And in those days, either you became a doctor or you became an engineer. So when I did my intermediate, so fortunately I got good marks and I got admitted into the engineering university in Karachi and did my mechanical engineering. After that, I joined a company who used to work in the same field that I am working now HVAC is called heating, ventilation, air conditioning. So they were a mechanical contracting company, and I joined that company and worked with them for 2 years from 1982 to 1984. And this was even before I graduated. I fortunately got a job when I was in the final year of university, and I worked there for 2 years. But from inside, I wasn't designed by Allah to do a job. So I was meant to do something for myself. And that is the message that I'm going to give all of you today. Doing a job is all right, but I would suggest every one of you should work for themselves. This is called entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is the best thing that you can do for yourself, for your families, for all the nation of Bangladesh. This is a line that you need to train yourself for, and people like Masood Bhai and all of this group is there to guide you. So I would advise all of you to take that route and try and do something by yourself instead of going for a job or something. If you have to, ultimately, all right, doing a job for a little while is fine. But your ultimate aim, I think, in life should always be to do something by yourself. Even if it is a small thing, don't hesitate, just start, and then Allah will guide you to whatever your destiny is. So that is my main message that goes out to you. And it is the same with me. I started with a very small beginning in 1984. Wow, that's 36 years now. And, it has all passed so quickly. So I started very little. Believe it or not, I used to have one briefcase. I didn't used to have an office because I didn't have any money. So I just used to have a briefcase, and my father got me a motorcycle. So I used to go on that motorcycle, and the first project that we got, that I made my office. I used to go there and sit on that project most of the day. So that was the beginning in 1984. And from then onwards, Alhamdulillah, Allah gave me prosperity, and from one project to the other, we went on and on and on. And initially at that time, I started alone. Then after 3-4 years, I got one partner because the job was getting bigger. I couldn't manage it by myself. There was a lot of requirement. And at that time, I remember that there were not a lot of engineers involved in this field. So it was not being done professionally. A lot of people were working in this sector, but the professional link was missing. So there was a gap, which I tried to fill. And some of my colleagues also came along. And from 1984 to 1990 almost, we expanded to a certain level. After that, we started doing projects apart from air conditioning or HVAC, and we entered into the plumbing and water supply, drainage, and firefighting works. And the scope of my company grew with time, and so did the projects. And we were very fortunate from the very beginning that we started working with the many multinational companies that were working in Pakistan, and they were mostly in the pharmaceutical sector. And the 5-star hotels were there as well. But the pharmaceutical sector was growing very, very fast at that time. And we were very fortunate to enter into that sector very early. And that gave us an edge over our competitors, because the pharmaceutical sector being run mostly by multinational companies, they had their own standards and their own levels of safeties and qualities which had to be maintained. And so myself and my workers and my engineers, they all got trained in doing quality work. And that paid off for our company in the long run. because after that there were occasions when there were certain rush of many projects coming into the country, and we had an edge that we were prepared to take up that challenge and work with that level of quality, and the timelines were really important for us. The quality was very important for us. So that's how we managed to grow over a period of time. My involvement with ASHRAE, I don't know if people in this meeting know about ASHRAE. ASHRAE is the American Society of Heating, Refrigerating, and Air Conditioning Engineers. It's a worldwide society. It has more than 60,000 members all around the world in more than 100 countries. And Bangladesh and Pakistan, we fortunately have chapters of ASHRAE in our countries. And this is another source of knowledge and information concerning the heating, ventilation, and air conditioning technology. Incident, there was a gap and people didn't know what to do. And there were various misconceptions also regarding COVID, how it's propagated, how to prevent it from being propagated. So ASHRAE came up with different papers and different webinars and different lectures, because ASHRAE has experts from all around the world, and they are the best people all around the world in this industry. So they were very quick in gathering all these people together and coming up with different proposals, different guidelines for people to modify and retrofit their air conditioning systems, which was supposed to also aid in the propagation of COVID. So we also got very busy, and all the hospitals all around the world actually started to have their own COVID-19 facilities, so to say. And these were special facilities where special air conditioning equipment was required. Unfortunately, because of the COVID, the whole world was shut down, and it was very difficult to get and import the proper equipment required to do this. So that gave an opportunity for the local industry as well. For every country, the local industry developed their own equipment very quickly to meet the challenges of restricting the spread of COVID-19. So many hospitals all around the world built their COVID-19 facilities, isolating some parts of the hospital and providing them special filtration equipment and special air circulation equipment where the COVID patients were housed. Again, these were two types of facilities. One was the isolation facility, and one was the ICU or HDU facility. The isolation facility was for people who were suspected of having COVID. Like if you're traveling from somewhere and you come here and they put you in quarantine for 2 weeks. So those are called the isolation facilities. Then there is the ICU or HDU. ICU, intensive care unit, and HDU is the high dependency unit. So these were the facilities where critical patients suffering from COVID are kept. So many companies and many hospitals, unfortunately, I would say, had to come up with these facilities to cater for the growing number of COVID-19 patients. And there were literally thousands and thousands of patients in every country around the world. So that is the most recent thing that has happened with ASHRAE. ASHRAE has provided all sorts of guidelines and templates and webinars, and they have opened up their website to cater for ASHRAE members all around the world. If I, for instance, have a question regarding COVID, I would go to the ASHRAE website, I would put in the question, and the concerned expert from all around the world would answer it for me. So ASHRAE provides that huge international community as a huge resource for all the members. If I get into a problem with any of my projects concerning air conditioning or ventilation systems, I would immediately go to one of my friends like Masood Bhai here, and ask him for advice. And the spirit of the ASHRAE members is like brothers. We are all ready to help each other. We don't get paid. We travel to different countries. Like I have been to Bangladesh twice in the formation of the ASHRAE Bangladesh chapter. So it's a very, very enjoyable sort of a community that we have. And we always try to support each other, no matter which country we belong to. And our chapters range from the Far East all the way to Europe and Africa, and of course the US and Canada and everywhere. So that is a very nice feeling to have, actually. But even when we travel, to different countries, we try to find the actual local chapters and go to them and meet them. And it's a very, very enjoyable feeling, and you are always made to feel welcome. So I would urge Masood Bhai and the team here to familiarize the people on this forum, in this meeting, with ASHRAE. We have many, many presentations that can be given to the students and to the new upcoming people who enter the practical field. And I think in countries like ours, where the weather is hot, air conditioning obviously has a major, major role to play. And I would suggest that a lot of people should look and make HVAC or air conditioning and ventilation systems their bread and butter and their work. There are huge resources for students. You can become a student member. The fees, I realize, for countries like ours, for Bangladesh, for Pakistan, even for India, the student membership fee is $20 a year, which again, for some students is difficult to pay. Then the chapters can support them. We here in Pakistan, for every student member who wants to become a member, we pay $10 from our chapter, and the student has to pay only $10 per year. So that's a very big resource, actually, for the students. They have the access to the website. All the information is there. The current activities that are going on in different parts of the world, in different chapters of ASHRAE, they can access that. ASHRAE produces various handbooks and other literature, and they are a huge resource for all everyone who is interested in HVAC. So that is for the students. And then for the people who are in the practical field, of course, they have full memberships, which is about $120 per year for our developing economies countries like Pakistan, India, and Bangladesh. So that's a discount on the full membership fees, which is about $230. So that is a good resource, and anybody interested in mechanical engineering or HVAC should absolutely do this. So as I said, the first step is always very important. So you have to make up your mind that you want to do something for yourself, you want to do something for your family, and go into a field which provides you a livelihood. Of course, that is the intent, that people should have a livelihood, a decent living, they can support their families. But have faith. Faith is very, very important. In Allah, in God, whatever your religion, have faith and do everything with a clean heart. Support people all around you. That is the message that needs to go out. We need to be honest with our profession, and we need to be supportive to our families, to our friends, to our colleagues, and always help them. We should not feel threatened that if the other person learns, he will take our place. Allah, God, has a destiny for everyone. So you do not take away anybody's destiny. everybody has his own thing. So you need to be very honest with your profession, always work honestly, diligently, and leave the rest to Allah. He will provide you whatever your destiny is, inshallah. So that is, I don't know how long the time we have. Masood bhai?
Sajid bhai, you can continue. You have a lot of time, no problem. We don't have any time limit. But on
All
your
right.
honor, I can say that if anyone is interested to become a student member, MyCreative will sponsor them for 1 year free of cost. That means MyCreative will pay the membership cost on behalf of them. So
Excellent, excellent. You know, all of you, Masood bhai is a good support, a great support for you. So you should grab this opportunity and become ASHRAE members. I'm sure it's going to benefit you a lot. So just something about my initial life then. Uh, Masood bhai told me there are some people from Munshi Ganj as well. Believe it or
I'm
not.
also from Munshiganj because
Oh, wow.
my village, I born in Munshiganj. Do you know about Munshiganj?
Yes.
Okay.
My family had a cold storage and ice factory in Munshi Ganj. It was called Modern Industries. So this was back in late 60s, 1960s. And we also had a ice factory and cold storage in Khulna. It was called the Khulna Ice and Cold Storage. So I have been to Munshi Ganj actually. We used to have a speedboat and we used to take the river route to Munshi Ganj sometimes. So I still remember that. You know, in my childhood, I was the eldest of 4 of my brothers, and I have one sister who's the youngest. And Alhamdulillah, being the eldest in the family, you have a special responsibility to take and lead the family. And Alhamdulillah, Allah gave me that opportunity. And all my siblings, all my brothers, and my sister, we are a very, very loving family. They provide us a lot of love and affection. Again, Allah has destiny for everyone. So we got split up. I live here in Pakistan. My youngest brother lives in Pakistan. 2 of my brothers, they live in the US. They went there about 30 years ago and they studied there, graduated, and Alhamdulillah, they're working there. My sister lives in Saudi Arabia, in Riyadh, with her husband and family. Again, I'm telling you this because the entire world is what we call a global village now. So you're not tied only to your country. Whatever you do, whatever you work for, it affects the entire world. And you never know where you have the opportunity of going to the US or Europe or any other country. Like Masood bhai, I know, is working a lot in Singapore as well. So this is a global community now. And you should also always keep an eye on the opportunities over the entire world. We as developing economies have certain advantages in some areas, and that needs to be looked into also. Like I know for textiles and ready-made garments, Bangladesh and Pakistan, we have special quotas, and those are some of the lines that a lot of our people are working in, and they have great opportunities in them. So I think whatever we do, we should make a start, make a beginning, but we should always have that bigger picture in mind that, the entire world is an opportunity and you need to keep looking wherever Allah takes you, your destiny takes you, you need to be prepared for that. So that was what I was coming to. You need to be prepared to work in international atmosphere. So that means you need to be competitive, you need to be efficient, you need to be properly educated and properly trained to deal with the entire world, not only in Bangladesh, but the entire world. So that is very important. And I think every one of you in this age and in the coming age should remember that, because this world is going to grow smaller and smaller and people will have more interaction with each other in the coming years. So that is also very important. You should learn good English. You should, I am being an engineer, you should have good maths. Mathematics is very important. If you become a doctor, of course, you need to be a good doctor. So you need to train internationally. And that is where ASHRAE comes in and provides you a great platform to interact with people all around the world. Masood Bhai has been to many of our meetings internationally, and he has seen the type of interaction and the type of resources and the type of people that are there, always willing to help each other. So that platform itself is very nice, and it's a very comforting feeling for us. Believe it or not, this year, because of the COVID, we couldn't travel for our sub-regional meetings, Masood Bhai. So we were having 4 days of meetings starting in Pakistan time. We used to start at 12 noon and go on till 8 in the evening. So 8 hours every day for the last 4 years, 4 days. So Masood Bhai was part of that as well.
Yes,
So,
I joined last 2 days actually. I joined.
So in that meeting, there were people from Germany, and there were people from South Africa, from Egypt, and from all around the world, from Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, all around the world. So we were interacting with each other. There were some set programs, but apart from the programs, there were group discussions, and a lot of things were going on. So that provides a very good feeling that you have support from all the friends and all the members from all around the world, and you can call on them whenever you are required to do so. Again, going back to my roots, as I said, I started very small, and when I was in the intermediate in my college before the university, believe it or not, I used to save 8 Arthana for that was given to me to take the bus to my college, and I used to walk to save that Arthana. Right? So just to give you an example that, I started from there. Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, Allah has been very kind. I have always tried to work honestly. I have a team of about 75 people working for me now, Alhamdulillah. And I always tell them to, be honest to their profession, to be honest to themselves. You need to be honest to yourself that you don't do anything bad to people. You always help people. And then Allah gives you from His own, thing. So you don't have to worry about all of that. I know things are difficult in countries like ours. I know there are many, many challenges in countries like Bangladesh and in countries like Pakistan and India even. But this is our country. That's your country. So you have to be honest to your country, to help your countrymen, and to do whatever is required to develop the country. Sometimes people say that we have huge populations and that is a disadvantage for us. I always tell them you need to convert that disadvantage into an advantage for yourselves. That huge population is an opportunity as well. Even if you start a small business, you have a big market. So that is an opportunity for you. So, you need to have the right sort of thinking to think about your future. So I think this is an excellent time for all of you, and you should take advantage from Masood Bhai's group. And I'm always ready to help in any way I can. And, this is a great opportunity. I would always urge all of you to be part of this group that Masood Bhai has created. It's a great thing that he's doing, giving back to the society. That is the thing that we need to do now. At our age, we need to give back to the society. And I would urge you also, once you get to a certain stage, it's very important to give back to the society. That is what we call...
Let me introduce another very nice person, Professor Iqbal. He is also with us. So he is actually I know him from Rotary Club. He introduced me in Rotary. So
Right.
he was a teacher of IBA. So he also studied abroad and he did his PhD. So sir, are you there? Professor Iqbal sir, are you there?
Hello.
Yes, can you turn on your video also, sir?
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Masood. Should I speak now?
Yes, you can turn on your video camera.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Sajid. I believe that you're born in Dhaka. I hope that have you visited Dhaka recently? If
Yes,
so,
I was there. I was there a
Okay.
couple of times during the formation of the ASHRAE Bangladesh chapter about 4 years ago.
I'm sure that time you must be surprised to see the development works what we have in Bangladesh. A lot of
Absolutely.
development works.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
So, first of all, I'd like to congratulate you to sharing your experience with us. It's a wonderful experience you have. And that my students, those who are participating here, my students, those who are participating in this program will be benefited immensely. As you said,
Inshallah.
you know, a man should not design a job. That's a very good message, what you have said. They should design for work. That is what we call entrepreneurship. So that is most important thing. And most of all, you said that be honest, be truthful, have faith on you. So these are the basic criteria to success in life for a human being. And you also narrated the international arena of IT business. Now I think, you know, the IT has no boundary. It has no global state. It is a one state world. So you are in Pakistan, I'm in Dhaka, and somebody in Singapore, somebody in the USA, all are listening to each other. So this is, we believe in world. Communication is going on through the things. It is not the narrow-minded, it should be borrowed. So we should help each other. So I believe, Sajid, since you have some historical background in Bangladesh, your cooperation will be more needed and your cooperation will be more useful than other because you know the culture of this country, you know the background of this country. So again, I should say, my students, what Mr. Sajid said, make your mind what you want to do. That is most important part of life. So what, say for example, you know, I was in, after passing MSc, I joined in Liberation War, then I came back and I joined in a jute mills. So there was a lot of problems at that time, 72, 73. So I left my country in 73. I went to Holland to study in industrial relations and labor economics because I found that that was useful to use that knowledge in my country. Came back. Then, now from there I went to England to do my MBA. So coming back, then I got an appointment in Dhaka University, IBA. IBA is like Karachi IBA.
Yes.
I know many of my colleagues are there in Karachi. So they were good friends. We met in India. But unfortunately, we cannot meet in Pakistan. We met outside Pakistan. We met in Brunei. We met in Sri Lanka. We met in India.
Yeah.
But I cannot go to Pakistan, you know. So that's a lot of problems. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But doesn't stop the global connectivity. That is most important, to have a global connectivity through the people to people. And people like you and Masood are the successful entrepreneur. And Masood is trying his best to help the people who are not up to the mark. And his objectives, his planning is fantastic. I hope Allah give him courage to carry on that, because I'm sure he will. And one of the best important part of this program is that all the time he brings international speaker like you. So that's a wonderful, wonderful. And that's only possible because we believe in one world where there is no war, where there is only peace and happiness. Because as you said, it is human being most important. Whether he has what religion he has, not so important. It is we are human being. Allah has tell us to take care of the human beings. Yes. So inshallah, we will meet you again. Masood, thank you very much for bringing this wonderful speaker from Pakistan. Once he come back to Bangladesh, please let me know. I'd like to invite him.
Thank
You are
you.
most welcome, sir. Munshigons is my favorite place. You know, Munshigons, I used to go. As you said, the cold storage. My uncle has a cold storage in Munshigons also. Now, you know, a lot of changes are there. So anyway, Sajid, thank you and salam to your family members and wish you all the success. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much for your kind words.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, Sajid Bhai. So now here, you know, the students, they are from multidisciplinary team. Some students, they are studying engineering. Some students, they are in CSC. And some students, they have a wish to become a doctor. Some students, they want to study in management or different subjects. So now, if they want to become a student member, so can you tell them some criteria so that they can join? And there is no, as we know that for ASHRAE, there is no boundary. So any students can join. So, but we want to listen from you actually.
Okay. As Masood Bhai said, there are no boundaries, there are no specific requirements to be a student member. Even for joining ASHRAE as a member, they have different categories. Like if you're a proper engineer with certain years of experience, you become a full member. If you're not, you maybe have a diploma or something, you can become an associate member. And similarly for students, anybody who has interest in air conditioning, anybody who has interest in the environment, in sustainability, they can come into ASHRAE, they can join for $20 and enjoy not the entire benefit, but some of the benefits that all the full members also enjoy. The most important thing, again, as I said, is becoming part of that global community. And you have support and you have so much knowledge up there. And then again, being a student member, you're also entitled to enter into different student competitions that ASHRAE holds from time to time. And they also have student grants for different projects. If you are into the engineering field, and like if your university or your college wants to maybe make a solar air conditioner, for instance. So you can apply to ASHRAE if you're doing some unique research work or you want to physically make a model of that solar air conditioning, just an example. So you can apply to ASHRAE for many of the student grants and student scholarships and the student project grants that they have. And believe me, people in many universities and colleges have had grants even going up to $25,000-$30,000. Rather, in one of the universities in Pakistan, it's called the Ghulam Ishaq Khan Institute of Technology. They got a grant of $100,000. That was a very big project. And 1 year they got a grant of $100,000. Then a couple of years later, they wanted to continue that project. So they also got another grant. So these are some of the opportunities that there are. If you have something unique and you want to work on it, it's in your national interest, then ASHRAE is going to support you in that. So becoming an ASHRAE member, even before becoming an ASHRAE member, I would urge every one of you to go onto the ASHRAE website. It's ashrae.org, ashrae.org. So there are such a huge resource available out there that you will really enjoy. Anybody who's connected and who wants to further their knowledge in mechanical engineering or HVAC, even you'll be surprised, we have doctors as our members, because they want to know what sort of filtrations or what sort of air changes are required in an operation theater or in a pharmaceutical facility or in an emergency room, or right now in COVID situations, as I said. We have lawyers who are members of ASHRAE because they get into litigations on projects involving air conditioning people and project managers and the owners. So they also want to be members of ASHRAE to know what the basics of air conditioning and sustainability. And again, sustainability is for everyone. As Iqbal Bhai just said, it's a global community. We have to look at the entire world, and we have to contribute in every small way that we can to improve our environment, reserve and preserve our natural resources and grow plants, go green. So, these are some of the things that we need to really work on, and there is a lot of work going on all around the world, and even in ASHRAE. So the benefits of becoming full members like us is all right. If you are into that field, that is okay. But even if you're not into that field and you're students, I would suggest go to the ASHRAE website, visit the website, and I'm sure you're going to be hooked on, and you'll be coming to Masood Bhai and asking him to help you with the student membership. So I would really like you to do that, please. Thank you. Any questions anybody has? So I'd be happy to answer them.
So now his floor is for our students. So do you have any questions to ask?
Is there any, let me, how can I talk? I'm very lemon. Is there a branch of SS in Bangladesh?
Yes, we have ASHRAE Bangladesh chapter in Bangladesh. And
You are the CEO of that?
helping us to, open the chapter. And with his guidance, we already opened the chapter. And I think it's almost 3 years or 4 years now. I think 4 years running maybe, yes. Though we are not very good, still now we are learning. So learning is a continuous process. We have to learn. But this virtual summit help us a lot actually. So yes, we've learned a lot of things. Even now, the full team of ASHRAE Bangladesh chapter committee, they are motivated. I think this year will be good actually. Yes. And Sajid Bhai, I want to update you also that this year, the DCT summit, every year I do DCT summit. But this year I also want to do the virtual DCT summit. So it will be 20 and 21st November 2020. So I also need your help, ASHRAE help, because ASHRAE is always with me from the very beginning, from 2016 to till 2019. So hopefully this year also they will support us. Because I'm also very active member in ASHRAE, as you know. So yeah. So we need this time. We need global support, not only the local support. Like you can help us to get some speakers who are expert on TC 9.9, because this is for data center, IoT, this kind of things. So we need that kind of speakers actually from ASHRAE Global.
Sure. Just to update Iqbal Bhai, ASHRAE has different technical committees. That one of them is Masood Bhai is talking about. So they work in their own fields, and their members are experts in their own fields, and they can work in medical facilities and data centers and pharmaceuticals and hospitals. So they have different specialities in different fields, and they always keep on working and researching in newer technologies and newer ways of coming up with different products and different services, the design criteria. So it's updated almost continuously throughout the year and throughout the different times. So that is very important resource that we have. Masood Bhai, I'll absolutely, you just let me know whenever you want, and I'll arrange a specialist for you to talk on that subject. Absolutely.
Yes, I will send you email at first I will discuss with our ASHRAE Bangladesh chapter committee. Then if I get the approval, then I will send you the email, and yeah, or I will take your help to how to do it actually.
You're most welcome. Absolutely, absolutely. How is everyone else doing in the chapter? Joseph, how's Joseph doing?
Yeah, everyone is doing good. Everyone is doing good. Yes.
Good.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much for joining. Actually, you have given us a very good time in the morning. Now, I think in Pakistan it's almost 7:45, 46, correct?
That's right. That's right.
Yes. So thank you very much to join us in the early morning, actually. And I think that our team will get you continuous support in terms of advising, actually, because they need guideline. In our early age, we did not get this kind of platform, this kind of guideline. That's why whatever we miss, I think that our next generation should not miss. So that's why we are trying to create this in a platform.
No, no, I'm always there. Just let me know. This morning time is the best time for me also. During the later part of the day, I become busy. But the early morning is the best time. I can join you whenever you want. And this is a great thing, again, Masood Bhai, that you are doing. May Allah be with you, support you in this very noble thing. And I'm sure this is going to be of great benefit to all the students and Bangladesh in particular, inshallah.
Yes, thank you very much.
You're most welcome.